Okay, Thomas. Another workers' compensation question. Let's
Okay.
say that I get injured on the job. Let's say I bump my arm on the job, and I don't think much of it at the time. And then maybe a couple of days later, I'm like, wow, this is more than just a bump on the arm. This could be something serious. Um, what do I do at that point?
Great question, Scott. First thing you want to do is notify your employer of the fact that you had this incident when you bumped your elbow if you haven't already done that. And I would certainly suggest that the better course of action is anytime you have any kind of accident at work, whether you think it's serious or not, you need to report it just to cover your bases. But if you haven't already reported, you need to contact your employer as soon as you possibly can, notify a supervisor, and if you think you need medical care, you need to ask them to send you to one of their approved workers' comp doctors.
Perfect. That Yeah, I mean that clarifies it. So yeah, and I guess that could be 2 or 3 days. It could be a week after these injuries show up, and they're like, "Wow, where did this come from? I don't remember really hurting my arm. Oh yeah, I bumped it at work last week."
Absolutely. And the reason I say if you haven't already reported, the key thing is for people, even if they think it's a minor incident that is not going to be a problem long term, to report it because you see it all the time. Oh, it was just a bump on the elbow, and 3 days later, your arm's swollen, you can't use it, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what happened? And then you think, oh yeah, I bumped it at work. Well, if you hadn't reported it, the employer is going to question whether that is work related at all. But by having reported the incident, when you come back later and request medical care because it's gotten worse, you've already dotted your I and crossed your T. But it's not too late to do that if you didn't report it immediately, but you want to report it as soon as possible.
All right, great information as usual.
Thanks, Scott.
All
Always
right,
good talking to you.
thanks, Thomas.